Shark Game here, coming at you with another episode from ChooseYourRelationships.com. Offer of Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. Question of the day is, how do you handle when your girlfriend is moving out of town because she's getting another job or contemplating about getting another job in another state, another city? How do you handle situations like this? If you're in a relationship with a woman and you don't want to let her go. Okay. So, somebody sent me an email a couple days ago talking about basically his girlfriend is thinking about taking a job out of state, New York City, and he lived down south somewhere, and he wants to know how do you handle a situation like this? If he wants to be with a girl, she's thinking about taking a job. She wants to focus on her career and earn money and all that good stuff or whatever. He said he doesn't necessarily want to move to New York. He wants to stay where he's at. So, there's no right or wrong answer to this. But let me tell you a story. Let me tell you let me tell you my story. My story is a little different. Now, a couple years ago, I had a girlfriend. We dated for about, I think about 2 years. Then she said her dad was relocating because he was being transferred with his job because he was working for the airline at the time. So I said, "Oh, okay, that's nice," or whatever, right? So maybe another week, probably like 2 weeks later, 2-3 weeks later, she said, not only is her dad being transferred, but she said she's going along with him. So I said, okay, But me personally, I pretty much already knew where it was going. Once she told me her dad was being transferred, I knew that there was a pretty good chance she was going along with him. And the only reason I knew this is because I spent a lot of time around the family, around her family. I met her dad, her grandmother, her sisters, brothers, cousins. So, and even her uncle and her aunts. So I got to know them pretty well. That's why I pretty much anticipated that there's a good chance, 97% chance, she's going to go with the dad. Because see, the dad he's one of those guys that basically dictate to the family how he wants things to go within the family, right? Now, there's nothing wrong with that, So in other words, if whatever the dad says, everybody got to move. So literally, if the dad says, "Hey, we're moving to Charlotte," everybody, the whole family is moving to Charlotte. They might not move that same day, but eventually, a couple months later, the sisters, the brothers, the grandkids, or all his kids, they're gonna move. That's how he is. That's how, and he moved about. At this point, he moved about 3 or 4 times, and the whole family follows him. They follow suit. So I already knew what type of guy he was, right? And I have a lot of respect for him, and I liked him. However, I'm the king of my own ship. I'm not going to go along with that. So I already knew in advance that if I end up with this woman long term, because it was already 2 years already. So if I was to get married to this woman, there's going to be some type of conflict there, because I know he's going to say something to her and she's gonna bring it back to me, and I'm not going to go along with that. You see what I'm saying? So it's like I knew in advance. I contemplated. I kind of like I sat down. I thought about it. I said, I know how this is gonna go. And when she told me she was moving along with her dad, I was like, okay, I get it. You know, I kind of knew you was gonna go and follow suit right along with him. You know. Then she said, hey, you know, I can still visit. You can still visit. Which was cool, and we did visit. She did visit. However, I knew it was only a matter of time before she meets someone else or just something happened in between and we decided to go our separate ways or whatever, you know. But even still then, I knew my place. And so it wasn't like I knew I wasn't like priority in her life. And I knew the type of person she was. She's a daddy's girl. So I knew in advance. I wasn't surprised. I wasn't caught off guard. Now, did I want a relationship to end? Absolutely not. I liked when things were going. But I just knew, just being around her and the family, I already knew. I said, okay, this is going to end. You know, she's going to go down to Florida. That's where they went. Either she's going to meet some other guy, or we just going to spend much less time together. We're going to grow apart. Either or, you know. And she went down to Florida and met some other guy, and I started to see her much less because of the distance, you know. And plus, I wasn't priority in her life anymore. You know, now there's some people, some men and women, well, let's just say woman for this illustration. Now there's some women I know that have had opportunities to move, get a better job or whatever, and move out of state. There's with a guy at the time in a relationship for maybe a long time, and they decided not to take the job out of state because they wanted to be with the guy. That the relationship had more value than the job opportunity, right? However, my situation wasn't the case. She was a daddy's girl, so that, you know, she wanted to stay close to her dad. Because one of the main reasons for that is because, number one, she was trying to find herself. She didn't really know who she was. She was confused about who she was, what she wanted to do in the future, and all, and that type of shit. Plus, she felt intimidated by me, and I didn't know this until after the first year of dating. And that became a problem because she felt like she couldn't express herself around me. She couldn't say what was on her mind because she was intimidated. So I'm like, well, that's kind of a problem. You know, what she would do is hold a lot of stuff in, and then over time she would explode and go on a temper tantrum. But that became like a problem. So, you know, we were working through that, and then she was trying to find herself, and around that same time, that's when the dad was like, hey, I'm taking this job in Florida or whatever. So, to make a long story short, I just decided, hey, you know, gotta let her go. That's what I did, you know. But I knew that I wasn't a priority in her life because she had to find herself first. You know, you gotta put yourself first before anybody else. So that's how it went down for me. However, like I said, people that know their position and understand the value of their relationship might decide to stay together, and they might decide not to take that job out of state. They might decide to say, hey, you know what, I'm going to stay with this guy, and I'm going to figure out a way how we can prosper in this town together. You know, some people play the game that way. Then you got some people let other people think for them instead of thinking for themselves. But hey, you know, at the end of the day, all you can do is all you can do until that's enough. And you can't really, all you can do is live in the moment. Only thing you can control is right now. You can't control what happened in the past, and you can't control what's going to happen in the future. You have to live in the moment. Of course, you can plan for the future, but you have to live in the moment. This is all you can control. Now, if a woman keeps saying she's going to move, and she's not taking any actions towards that, it's nothing really to talk about. You know, that's just talk. But all you can do is all you can do. It's going to do what you can do. You can't control her. Can't control anyone else's actions. So hey, you know, there's no right or wrong in situations like this. This is just what happened to me, and this is the advice that I would give to somebody else. This is the advice I would give myself if I had to do it all over again. But that's probably not going to happen to me again. You know, because I'm much older now, much more smarter. You know what I mean? So hey man, any questions, any concerns, leave your comments below this video. And if you like this video, share it, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Check out my new website, thebadboysecretsclub.com. Go over there and get that game. Until next time, I'm out. Peace!